Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Hope you're doing good, hope you're keeping safe and well. And in the words of the legendary Alan Partridge, hope you're having a ruddy good Thursday afternoon and smashing day and week wherever you are and whatever you are doing in the world today. Look, what are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about my Premier League team of the season. 1, because we've done it over the last 2 years and I enjoy doing this video. And 2, because it's a break from talking about the absolute shower of pygmy hippo shit of a football club that is Tottenham Hotspur right now. And who doesn't want a break from talking about the absolute shower of pygmy hippo shit that is Tottenham Hotspur Football Club? So look, without further ado, no more waffling, let's crack on. Let's get straight into my Premier League team of the season. And look, let's start off in goal. There's been some decent goalkeepers this season, despite Liverpool being a shambles of a football club. Alisson's been fairly consistent. Ederson, not on the level of the last few seasons, but he's still been very good. Ramsdale, yes, he's made a few mistakes, but he's still been very good. But the man who has to go in for me is Nick Pope. I think he's made some unreal saves this season. That one at Palace away and that one at Brighton away. 2 of the best saves I've seen in my life. I'm not even over-exaggerating. They were awesome. Absolutely wicked saves. But look, he made one mistake against Liverpool, getting himself sent off. Yeah, it was a stupid mistake. It made him miss a final. But at the same time, the guy's been so consistent apart from that. And like I say, shot stopping, he's been a level above the rest this season. So look, Nick Pope goes in goal for me. Back 4, left back. There's not been many standout left backs this season, so you sort of narrowed down. The only 2 I could really think of who have been decent enough are Stupin and Ake. And for me, Ake has to go in there, especially because the guy's a centre back and he's adapted so well to playing in the in that left back role, and especially with Man City winning the title. So look, Nathan Ake goes in there at left back over Stupin, and for me, centre back partnership. There's been some solid centre backs this season, to be fair. And if you would have asked me this question at Christmas, you know, I don't like saying it, but I would have said Saliba straight in there and Romero straight in there. Romero's hugely fallen off. The guy's been in an absolute car crash. We call him a Rolls Royce. If he is a Rolls Royce, he's crashed that bastard, because he's just reckless. He's so reckless. He's so dangerous. He's so stupid. And he gets injured, coincidentally, a few days every time before Argentina play. Look, he's not given his heart for Spurs. And Saliba's just been unlucky with injuries. I think if he was fully fit the whole season, he wouldn't have had the drop-off when he came back from injury. And he goes straight in there. But look, I'm not going to put either of those 2 players in there. I think Botman has to go straight in there. I think Botman's been unbelievable this season, made such an impact at Newcastle, one of the best signings that football club's ever made, genuinely. And look, clean sheets, they've been the best defensive team this season. Botman's definitely been the main man in that, definitely the main contributor in that. You're looking at the other centre-back position, could you consider Fabian Schär? I think you could, you know, the guy's been decent in there, he has been decent. Saliba, not for me, like I say. Romero, not for me, based on both of their drop-offs towards the end of the season. Man United centre-backs, Varane, bit unlucky with injuries, and not for me. Lisandro Martinez, bit unlucky with injuries, not for me. I think I'm going to have to go with John Stones. John Stones, I think it would have been one of the 2 City centre-backs, Ruben Dias or John Stones, or Lewis Dunk, because that guy's been quality this season. But I'm going to have to go with General John Stones, and I'll tell you for why, right? Most seasons, Ruben Dias would have stuck straight in there because the guy's a world-class centre-back. But John Stones, in my opinion, is so underappreciated. I don't think we realise, as football fans and Premier League fans, how good this guy actually is as a defender and as a centre-back. And like I say, he hasn't got the appreciation he deserves over the last few years because of how good Dias has been. But I think this season, he's been better than Dias. He's scored some worldies in there as well. The one against Dortmund and a really good header against Arsenal. I think John Stones goes in there. I think he's been a level above Dias this season, a level above the rest of the centre-backs in the league. No way Virgil even gets a shout in there. So look, Ruben Dias comes close, but I'm going to have to go with John Stones. Right back position, Ben White, definitely a good suggestion. Could be up there. Emerson Royale, who knows? But no, I'm dicking around. Emerson Royale definitely does not go into that team. Although, to be fair to him, he stepped up a little bit when he had those couple of games against Chelsea and West Ham, where he was actually quite decent after doing that stupid dance against Arsenal that he didn't get himself sent off in the derby. But look, Royale definitely don't go in there. Trent's been more of a midfielder and started the season off so poorly, so I'm not putting him in there. Ben White, I think the man who I'm going to have to go with is Kieran Trippier. I do. I think Ben White's been very good this season. Don't get me wrong. I think some of the other teams in the league have had very good right backs. But yeah, I think Trippier again has just been a level above the rest. Every time the guy crosses the ball, it looks like the person getting on the end of it is going to score. His crosses are perfect. His free kicks are perfect. He's banged in a few this season and some important ones. That one against Man City as well at St James's Park earlier in the season. Perfecto. But look, for me, Kieran Trippier has to go in there. I genuinely like the guy. It's not Spurs bias at all over Ben White. I think Ben White's been solid. I genuinely do think he's been solid. But I just think Trippier's been that little bit better. So for me, Kieran Trippier goes in there. And that is the back line wrapped up. Nick Pope in goal. Left back. I was thinking, did I go with this stupid hand for a second? No, I went with Nathan Ake. Centre back, Spotman and John Stones. And in a right back position, Kieran Trippier. Midfield, midfield 2 and then 2 wingers and then the 2 up top. Because I'm going to be playing a 4-4-2 formation. Because I think if I didn't play that formation, I'd be leaving out a certain player who I'll get to in a bit, which would be stupid of me with the season he's had, and especially because I'm a Spurs fan. How can I leave the guy who you guys probably know who I'm talking about out? But look, midfield 2, it's a tight one, because the first man who has to go in there, I'll take my Spurs bias out of it for a second, Odegaard. The guy's been class this season. You have to admit, he's been a leader in that Arsenal team, scored some smashing goals. I think he's first player since Dele Alli as a midfielder to score more than 15 goals in a season, or 15 or more. And yeah, his goals have been really, really good. Scored some really, really good goals in there. So I think Odegaard has to be the first player in there. I do. I think he's been clear of the rest. Now, then you're looking at the second position, De Bruyne. Don't get me wrong, right? I might cause outrage here. De Bruyne has been very good this season. Very good this season. But he hasn't been as good as past seasons. Don't get me wrong, he's been class. But not as good as past seasons. And has he really had the game time to go over another midfielder? I'm thinking of other people. Partey definitely gets a shout in there for me. Casemiro. If Casemiro wasn't sent off so many times, then he'd probably get in the team. Because he's been very good in all the games I've seen him in. But he's missed so many due to being stupid, really, and thick and getting him sent off when he doesn't need to. But I think the man who I'm going to have to go with is Rodri. I'm going to have to leave Kevin De Bruyne out, genuinely. And I think De Bruyne has been class. I do. And this is not a City agenda either, because I have no reason to, and I'm going with Rodri. I think De Bruyne has been class in the games I've seen him. But he hasn't had as much game time as he had in past seasons. He's had games where he hasn't been at that level we expect from him. When on the other hand, Rodri's been class for me. Rodri's been consistent. Rodri's been class all season long. I'm going to have to go in. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Rodri. Again, an underappreciated player because he plays as a CDM. That often a position that doesn't get recognised, because you don't get recognised as a defender or a CDM unless you make mistakes. But look, that guy's been quality this season. So Rodri for me. Then you're looking at the 2 wingers. Right wing. I'm going to have to go with Bukayo Saka. Like I say, taking my Spurs bias out of it for a second, Saka's been quality this season. And he is a really enjoyable player to watch. He's a really enjoyable player to watch. He's young, one of those flair players you see. He's exciting. I really like Bukayo Saka. I do really like Bukayo Saka. And I shouldn't be saying that as a Spurs fan, but, people go, if you could take one Arsenal player, then, who would it be? I'd take Bukayo Saka. I think the guy's a very, very good winger. So look, Bukayo Saka goes in there for me. Left wing, I'm going to have to go with Son. Son, I can see the people, looking at me like that. But look, I'm joking. Son last season goes in the team this season, definitely. But he's fell off a bit. He's fell off a little bit this season. So Saka right wing, left wing. You got some options, man. You have got some options. Mitoma definitely could go in there. I'm thinking Newcastle as well. St Maximan, but has he had enough game time? I think it's hard. Man City as well, Mahrez, Foden, but because they rotate their wingers so much, you don't see one of them get a consistent run of games. So look, the man who I'm going to have to go with is Marcus Rashford. I think Rashford's, yes, he's dropped off a little bit at the end of the season, but he's been banging in goals all season. He's been class this season, and he had that spell where he was arguably the best player in the world at a certain time. So look, Marcus Rashford goes in there for me on the left wing. Would it be better if I put him on the left or him on the right and Saka on the left? I don't know. You guys decide. I don't really give a toss. You know, left wing, right wing. You see a lot of left wingers can play in the right wing position and vice versa. So look, Saka and Rashford as my wingers. Rodri and Odegaard as my midfielders. That rhymes. 2 up top. I mean, this is quite an obvious one, isn't it? It really is quite an obvious one. The two blatant players I'm going to put up top are Jamie Vardy and Iheanacho, you know. Or, no, Jamie Vardy and Bamford. You know, how could I not put those players up top? Jamie Vardy's had... I'm joking. I'm dicking around again. Look, Kane and Haaland all day long. And this is why I went with a 4-4-2. Do you know what pissed me off? The amount of... I nearly started really swearing there at people just for their footballing opinions. But the amount of morons who I've seen doing their stupid little, like, Premier League team of the seasons and going, oh, we're going to have to go with 4-3-3 and then putting Haaland up top. Compromise the team for Kane. The guy scored 30 goals in a shit Spurs team that's finished 8th. And you can't compromise one of your midfielders for Kane. And all these people going, oh, 4-3-3, only Haaland and Kane misses out. I refuse to let Harry Kane miss out of this team. That is nothing to do with my Spurs bias. The man scored 30 goals when he's getting service from Højbjerg. Haaland scored 6 more when he's getting service from De Bruyne, Rodri, these class players. Do you know what I mean? You know, Harry Kane this season has been absolutely world class. It'd be an international war crime to leave the lad out. So he has to go in there for me. He has to go in there. I'll compromise the formation for him. I don't care. Kane into the team of the season. And the other striker, Erling Haaland. Like I say, look, I do understand the argument that, you know, any striker, you know, all the people on Twitter going, I could go up top and score 36 goals for that service. No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't. Yes, okay, there's a lot of strikers who could probably score the same amount of goals as Haaland when, you know, getting that service from that City team. But the runs he makes, the way he plays the game. I've played the game, in the words of Graham Souness. The way he plays the game, Haaland. The way he plays the game. The way he plays the game, you know, is just phenomenal. He's a joy to watch. He's an absolute powerhouse. Absolute freak of nature, robot. Terminator 2. Talk about robots taking over the world. ChatGPT, all of that. We've already got one who we don't even realise is a robot playing for Manchester City. So look, Haaland and Kane go up top. And that is my Premier League team of the season. Nick Pope in goal. Heading back to left back. Who did I put at left back? Nathan Ake, that was it. I was struggling to think. I was thinking, did I put Robertson? No, I couldn't have. Robertson was shit this season. Did I put it stupid? I don't know. Nathan Ake at left back, like I say. Nick Pope in goal. Centre back partnership of Sven Botman and John Stones. Right back, Kieran Trippier. Midfield 2 of Odegaard and Rodri. Rashford and Saka on the wing. And Kane and Haaland as your front two. Comment down your thoughts below on my team of the season. I'm sure many of you will be calling me out for leaving De Bruyne out. But look, I want to hear it. Comment down below your team of the season. Give me your thoughts and opinions on the video and who you would put in there and what you would change about mine. You guys have been awesome. Take care of yourselves. All the best. Enjoy the sunshine. Have an absolutely fantastic and smashing week wherever you are. And as always, come on you Spurs. Enoch and Levy out.